In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 weird facts you will not believe are true. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. There are some facts that everybody just knows. Maybe none of us can remember where we first heard it, but it definitely wasn't from a textbook. These facts become such a part of pop culture because they're just weird enough to be true, but with a little research, turns out they're totally false. There's a reason people say that truth is stranger than fiction. Between impressive inventions and natural oddities, the world can be a pretty incredible place. Just when you think you're too jaded and you know it all, people and things can surprise you in delightful ways. Wondering how long it would take to drive to space? Or where a quarter of the bones on your body are located? Or what you call a rainbow that happens at night? You'll find out all that and more when you read through trivia tidbits from around the world. Prepare to be astounded by these 10 weird facts that you won't believe are true. Before we have a tendency to begin, why don't you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you never miss any of our videos. Let's begin. Number 10. Squirrels are behind most power outages in the US. The American Public Power Association (APA) says that squirrels are the most frequent cause of power outages in the US. The APA even developed a data tracker called the Squirrel Index that analyzes the patterns and timing of squirrels' impact on electrical power systems. Turns out, the peak times of the year for squirrel attacks are from May to June and October to November. Typically, the squirrels cause problems by tunneling, chewing through electrical insulation, or becoming a current path between electrical conductors. Frankly, the number one threat experienced to date by the U.S. electrical grid is squirrels, said John C. Inglis, the former deputy director of the National Security Agency, in 2015. Number 9. A woman who lost her wedding ring found it 16 years later on a carrot in her garden. A woman in Sweden lost her wedding ring while cooking for Christmas in 1995. She looked everywhere for it, and even had her kitchen floor pulled up hoping she could find it. But she wouldn't see it again until 2012. While gardening 16 years later, the woman found the ring around a carrot that was sprouting in the middle of it. The only explanation was that the ring must have been lost in vegetable peelings that were turned into compost. Clearly, composting isn't just good for the environment. Number 8. Blood donors in Sweden receive a text when their blood is used. To encourage more young people to donate blood, Sahlgrenska University Hospital in Gothenburg, Sweden, sends a text to donors when their blood has been dispensed to someone in need. A common issue with blood donation, along with other types of charitable donations, is that if a donor doesn't know the recipient, it's harder to convince them that donating is beneficial. But with this system, which started in 2012, potential donors in Sweden have proof that their contribution is going to good use. Number 7. A giant tortoise thought to be extinct for 100 years was recently discovered in the Galapagos. Because there hadn't been a sighting of a Fernandina giant tortoise in more than 100 years, scientists believed that we had lost the last of the creatures ages ago. However, in February 2019, an adult female was spotted around Fernandina Island in the Galapagos. Scientists also found bite marks on nearby cacti that led them to suspect there may be other tortoises in the area, too. Wacho Tapia, director of the Giant Tortoise Restoration Initiative at the Galapagos Conservancy, released a statement saying, "To find a living tortoise on Fernandina Island is perhaps the most important find of the century. Now we just need to confirm the genetic origin of this female. She is old but she is alive." Number 6. The Apollo 11 crew used hundreds of autographs as life insurance. Neil Armstrong and the Apollo 11 crew faced the real chance that they wouldn't return from the moon safely, leaving their families without financial support. Due to the extreme danger that they were about to face, they couldn't take out life insurance policies. So instead, they signed hundreds of autographs, which their families would have been able to sell if they didn't make it home. Luckily, those life insurance autographs weren't needed. 5. A fortune cookie company once foretold the lottery, resulting in 110 winners. In 2005, one Powerball drawing had a shocking 110 second-place winners who all attributed their luck to a fortune cookie. The folks at Powerball were suspicious. Typically, there are just 4 or 5 second-place winners, however, no foul play was involved. Wonton Food, a Chinese fortune cookie distribution factory in Long Island City, just so happened to correctly foretell 5 of the 6 winning numbers. "We are so excited," Ho Sing Lee, president of the cookie manufacturer, said at the time. "I knew people took our lucky numbers seriously. It shows that they really do tell fortunes, and we are happy so many people have benefited." Each winner took home between $100,000 and $500,000, depending on how much they bet. Number 4. A woman with 2 uteruses gave birth to twins less than a month after having a baby. When most people have a baby, they typically wait a little while before even thinking about having another child. But that wasn't an option for one woman in Bangladesh, who unexpectedly gave birth to twins in March 2019, less than a month after having another newborn. The highly unusual circumstance came about because the woman has 2 uteruses and both were able to successfully carry the 3 healthy children to term. However, the mother's doctor did admit, "We were very shocked and surprised. I have never observed something like this before." Number 3. The Terminator sold for $1. The Terminator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton, earned a worldwide total of $78.3 million at the box office in 1984. As it went on, the franchise took in over $1.4 billion, not bad for a movie whose rights sold for $1. Before James Cameron became famous for directing blockbusters like Titanic and Avatar, he was just an unknown filmmaker with an ambitious idea. In order to get his movie made, he handed over the rights to the script for a token amount on the terms that he would be allowed to direct the movie. Despite the eventual success of the project, Cameron later admitted that he regrets the decision to sell such a valuable story for such a low amount, saying, "I wish I hadn't sold the rights for $1. If I had a little time machine and I could only send back something the length of a tweet, it'd be, don't sell." Number 2. Someone tried to sell New Zealand on eBay. Some odd things have been sold on eBay, from a grilled cheese sandwich with the face of the Virgin Mary to Justin Timberlake's half-eaten French toast. But one of the strangest listings ever had to be for the country of New Zealand. That's right, a man from Brisbane, Australia tried to sell New Zealand off on eBay in 2006. The listing described the country as the dodgiest American Cup win ever, and said it has very ordinary weather. Despite those selling points, the ridiculous auction gained a ton of interest. The starting bid was 1 cent, and after 6,000 hits and 22 bids, the selling price for New Zealand climbed all the way to $3,000. Eventually, eBay caught wind of the auction and pulled it from its site. "Clearly New Zealand is not for sale," a spokesperson for eBay Australia said at the time. Number 1. International astronauts must be able to speak Russian. As the International Space Station (ISS) has modules and operations in Russian, all astronauts going to the ISS must know how to speak Russian. Some astronauts have claimed that learning this new language was the biggest challenge of their training. According to the U.S. State Department Foreign Service Institute, English-speaking astronauts can expect to spend 1,100 class hours to reach a reasonable level of fluency in Russian. That's twice as many hours as it typically takes to learn other languages like French, Spanish, and Dutch. What do you think of our list? Which of the facts shocked you the most? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications before you go. Thanks for watching.